Italians with the money and trying a way of funneling it, or the words, laundering it, they call it, clean it up some sort of way where it comes out where you can use it legitimately.
Legitimately, right.
See, we got all the odds against us. That's for sure. The laws have been tightened up since those people went through. And they helped tighten them up. Go ahead.
That's all right. We was just going to try to sneak in and just start going immediately and keep the conversation going. But this is the Old Heads. I'm King Bear Sadat. I'm here with Theodore Kirkland, author of Spirit and Soul, The Odyssey of a Black Man in America, Volumes 1 and 2, available on Amazon.com. Really great reads. Very interesting stuff that's the history of America, the history of Black, as it says, The Odyssey of a Black Man in America. Really, Theodore, you were born in what, 19...
You make it sound so old.
No, I remember you said 1940, 40 something. You were in South Buffalo.
1934.
So you were 10 years old when you got to South Buffalo then.
I was 10 years old. We moved to South Buffalo.
I don't mean it's history, man.
No, I know.
It's funny because I was clowned at my job because most of the people who work there are under 30. You know, and this young lady just started there. She's what, 23, I don't know, maybe she's 24, however she is. And I'm talking to her about how I graduated from high school in '86. She was like, I wasn't even born then. It's just kind of funny, but it's all good. But I want to talk with you about, again, and just my producer, the Encyclopedia Jones, I like to call him, had me correct the fact that I had said corporal punishment when I really meant capital punishment. You know, corporal punishment, the opposite way. Capital punishment is execution.
Right.
Corporal punishment is getting a whooping or you know, beating or something of that nature, but I got that wrong. But I wanted to talk to you about being loved by the master's children, okay? So I was at an event yesterday, and there was this brother here, and one of the things that I'm a relatively conservative person, not conservative politically or anything, but conservatively dressed. And that's just sort of how my mom raised me, you know. I'm the old blue blazer, you know, black suit, you know, black, if you're gonna get suits, get a black suit and a blue suit. I don't have a high yellow suit with 6 buttons on. I don't wear crazy stuff like this. But anyway, there was a brother at this event yesterday, and you can wear whatever you want to wear. That's your business, it's your money, you can buy whatever you want to wear. But he had on this really loud suit, and he long dreadlocks, and I don't mean to call the brother out, but I just looked at him, I was like, it kind of made me, I disliked how he looked. For me, it was distasteful, right? But I thought of it myself. But then this white lady walked by, and she stopped, and she goes, I got to get a picture with him. And I was just like, so you want to take a picture with somebody who looks like a clown, huh? In my mind. But I'm thinking, what difference does it make what she wants? Like, I'm thinking that she ought to respect this, whatever it is. I'm thinking I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be loved from this woman. I started thinking about you talking about, you know, why is it the N-word bothers us? Why is it that Palladino's sending something about the president, or somebody saying, Donald Trump saying, you know, that Michelle Obama is an ape? Why does it even bother us? You know, and is it that we want to be respected is it we want to be respected, or is that we're trying to get love that we should not be seeking?
Well, I think blacks want to be loved, and that's part of respect. You know, respect, love, whichever way you want to put it. But the interest here is that the First Amendment gives you the right to freedom of speech. I would hate to see that taken away. I could sit here and that's what gives you the right to talk about Donald Trump if you want to. You see it on the nightly news all the time. They're picking on somebody. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Because the Constitution gives you that freedom of speech. So I can turn around and call Palladino a name if I wanted to. And in my book you'll see where the method I used on that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I would not repeat it over the air. But I grew up in South Buffalo, and you know the story if you read my book.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show before.
First day on the, we were called out.
Right.
So
you had to handle it.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question when you're saying about free speech, though. Okay, so I agree that we have the right to free speech, so that means that I guess hate speech is okay. But, you know, but the hurtful nature of that hate speech and degrading people, like, whether we be talking about, in the 50s, there's a show called Mad Men, like about advertising agents in the 50s. They used to grab women's behinds and smack them on the butt, when they was their secretaries, or sleep with the secretaries. All these things that were acceptable, which are unacceptable today. You can't even really tell a woman that she looks nice
and
anymore.
They're doing right.
It is right.
And they're suing them.
Right. But the point I want to make is that just because you have free speech, you can't yell fire in a theater. That ain't free. You can't say whatever you want.
You can yell fire in the theater if there's a fire. You
right, of course. If there's not.
If there's no
so
fire.
What I'm saying is that
there's certain things you
can't say.
Sure.
So shouldn't hateful speech be part of that?
Well, I'm not so sure. See, hateful speech is basically who makes the opinion as to what's hateful and what isn't hateful.
Right.
That there becomes the problem. Okay, and that's what people are trying to say today. And you see, there's a lot of just like, what's this lady's name now who just lost her television show?
Roseanne Barr.
Barr. She lost her show, but then there are other people. I've watched comedians, white comedians on who said nigger on their show. Haven't you?
Recently, or you mean back in the day?
Not too long ago. I mean, but it's in a comical way, and nobody says nothing.
Well, I mean, times do change. I mean, I was watching Archie Bunker with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you this. I was watching Archie Bunker with my girlfriend, and she's almost 40, but she didn't grow up watching the Jeffersons and Archie Bunker. So she's watching the exchange between Archie Bunker and George Jefferson, this real racial stuff, and she's like, "What the hell is this?" She couldn't understand how it was even happening on TV. But times do change.
Let me tell you, I used to teach at Hunter College in New York. So
Yes.
one day I was in class, and a student brought up an incident or something, and so I was trying to explain to him, the importance of what they were saying. So I said, here we are. I said, let's imagine that we're in this room and we're discussing $1 billion deal. $1 billion deal, all of us, black students. And a white guy opens the door, raggedy, ugly, and he yells in there, what are you niggas talking about? What happens? The whole room is
Focus on that.
Focus
Idiot.
on that. Okay? We done forgot about the $1 billion plan. And we now become so angry, it's going to take us a month to get over this.
Well, see, what we need to do then.
Finish
I'm
now,
sorry, forgive
okay? And so we lose somebody else, follow what I'm saying, who may want our plan. It might have been the guy that opened the door. Okay? So that's what I mean when I say diversion. It takes your mind off of what you're doing. You got to be able to keep your mind on what you're doing in America. When you have a weakness in football, what happens when you have a weakness in football?
You got to strengthen it. Oh, people exploit it.
Exploit it.
Right.
If that's our weakness, it's going to be exploited. You're not going to stop them. You got to understand what is going on. And once you understand it, it'll stop. All right? That's my whole point. See? Because in politics, people will attack your weakness. There are no, some great man said one time, there are no friends in politics, just serious issues. Okay? So whether it's a Democrat, Republican, they're all the same. There are no friends in politics. We just have serious issues.
It's interesting you say that because a lot of times they talk about human beings us needing sleep and how sometimes sleep and dreams help you work out issues you have in reality, right? So I had a dream last night. I don't know why I remember my dream so vividly, but things really affect me deeply. But I was in this big meeting of all these different people in these ad agencies and people I knew in the business. And something happened where this guy put his hand too close to my face or something like that, and I felt disrespected. And I went off on a whole deep end in a way and lost my professionalism in a way I never would in reality. But it was as if the anxiety of being disrespected was something I had to work out in my own head and then come to terms with that I can't be taken off my game. But it tripped me out about how it's similar to what we're talking about. But I had a question where I wanted to ask you, which is even having a security person at the door to make sure that they handle that person who comes in and holler nigga, is that even getting away from the issue and just have somebody handle that?
How do you know which one's going to say it? It could be somebody at your board meeting, right. Sitting at that table will say it. It's such a common kind of word among many people, even among black people. It is very common. Now, I don't know, and I'll be very honest with you, I don't know what it means.
I might know the definition.
What does it mean? Where's the definition?
In the library?
If I look in a dictionary, Webster Dictionary, it says
But lazy.
Offensive to black people.
No, I think it says something about it means somebody's like niggardly is like
But
laziness.
niggardly is different.
Ah.
Now people get upset about it. Niggardly does not mean nigger. Niggardly means being stingy. Look it up. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
We're going to check it out on the next break. But this is the old heads. The conversation is always riveting. I'm here with Theodore Kirkland, author of Spirit and Soul, The Odyssey of a Black Man in America, Volumes 1 and 2. We'll be back in a minute. This is the old heads. I'm King Beshadat. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a minute. Niggardly, huh?